What's up, guys? Today we are back with the 1968 Junkyard F100 pickup truck. On the last video, this truck had been parked for about 20 years, 13 years, 12 years, and on this video we're going to see if we can get this thing to drive. So since the last video, Lonnie did a little bit of work. He put the headlights in. Are they working? Have you tried the headlights?
Yeah, I tried them and they wouldn't come on. Let's see if I can get this thing to come on.
So we got the hood latch in. We got our headlights, turn signals, and the turn signals work. Pretty much all we need to do is just throw the carburetor on there, and then we need to deal with the brake system.
They open the new presents come in. Good old pocket knife.
I always got to have a pocket
Always
knife.
got to have one of those. There that baby is right there. All right, that's that. New, not rebuilt.
We need to go get a chrome air filter, air cleaner. That way we can add some horsepower to it.
Yeah.
And it comes with the sticker we can put on the back. That way, and I think the sticker that they stick on the back is usually that L-Brock sticker. That adds like 25 horsepower.
Big bad 2-barrel. All right.
I guess we can check the tank first.
Believe it or not, this actually unlocks it. Well, if I can get it in, man.
All right, so we want to look down into the gas tank. That way we can see if there's any flakes in there, junk, rust. And then also we're gonna look to see if there's any fuel inside the tank. Pretty sure it's probably gonna be dry. It's empty, but it is nasty.
Golly, it is bad, isn't it?
So that's the bottom of the tank right there, if you guys can see that.
Well,
It's all corroded. I'm gonna go ahead and bolt the carb on, and I think before we start it again, we might as well just dump the oil.
Is it hitting something?
Yeah, it's hitting this vacuum line that goes to the brake booster. So being that the fuel tank is so corroded, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and run it on this little jug just to test drive it, and then later on we'll go ahead and clean the tank out. If everything else checks out, transmission shift and brakes are all good, then we'll move forward on the gas tank. So I got the carburetor bolted on, got the vacuum advance line hooked up, and Lonnie's going to get a nipple for the fuel line, and then we'll go ahead and move over to the brake system. We're gonna go ahead and replace the master cylinder, and the main reason is first of all, obviously there's a lot of junk in it. We don't want it to clog up the brake system, so I'm gonna go ahead and unbolt it. Lonnie bought a new master cylinder. We'll need to bench bleed it. We'll show you guys that process. So we got our new master cylinder here, got our rod, and what you want to do is bench bleed these, and the only thing that does is it takes all the air out, and you have these little caps. We're gonna cap it off. That way we don't push air down into our brake lines. We want to put some fluid in it. Where we have our caps, pull these off, and it should start dripping. What you can do is tap the bottom. So from the top you can see air bubbles coming up. Now we're getting some fluid come out. So now that we have fluid coming out, we take our caps All right, so the kit actually came with new fittings, so we're gonna scratch the old fittings and use these new ones. All right, you just have to tighten it until it almost breaks. Now that we have a steady drip, go ahead and cap them off, and then we want to apply pressure. And you'll notice, you'll see air bubbles. You just want to keep doing that. We'll leave these caps on there, and then we'll go ahead and throw it in the truck. All right, it's oil change time. Get this sucker. And I'm using my several 16th wrench. I feel like this is a really good design. The way it just runs down on that cross member like that.
Is the pan down there?
Yeah. It's anyone's guess where it's gonna run.
Yeah, that's what gets me. I'll see if I can't adjust to it.
You ready?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, we're getting fancy with it now. We got a Ford Motorcraft diesel oil.
I got a better funnel than that in there.
Okay. If you can grab it before I finish pouring.
In other words, it's a race. See if I can get back before you get it.
Right.
Well,
Check, check, check. I think we're good. All right, so we got this old truck to a point where we got carburetor on it, master cylinder, new oil. We're gonna go ahead and get in it and see if it'll fire right up. And then we'll make a pass and see if we can go forward and the brakes work. If the brakes work, I'll probably drive it down the street, pull it into my lot, make a little circle, and bring it back and park it. And then we'll go from there. Try to start it up, I'm going to open the choke up.
you think the choke is a lock on
I think so.
it? Well, it's cold, so it should be.
The fuel pump on. We're not getting fuel.
Oh, okay.
That's why I ran for a second. Try it now. Give it a couple pumps. Fuel pump was off. So what I'm doing here is I'm adjusting the idle down because it's idled up way too high. especially because we really only have rear brakes, so we don't want to throw this thing into reverse or drive and slam backwards. Let me try to fire it up and see if that idle went down.
She died.
You know why it died? Because I got the fuel pump unhooked again.
Oh yeah.
It's number one NASCAR rule. You gotta leave your fuel system hooked up.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that transmission making a big spot.
Is it? Where is it leaking from?
I don't know.
Leaking right on the fitting. The fitting's loose. So we got one trans leak. We need to tighten the fitting underneath the truck. Right about there, we got a leak. Somewhere in there. I'll get that tightened up real quick. Alright, so I found one vacuum leak and I tightened the base of the carburetor down. We'll see if that does anything. So the problem we're having now is that gasket around the intake on the new carburetor, that cheap crap, it's leaking really bad. So here's the gasket. It's just a big, I tore it apart on accident, but it's just like that big, like a thick piece of plastic. It didn't come with the thin paper gaskets. Those are the best to use, and we'll fire it up and see if it runs any better. But it's just idling way too high. So, fuel. We'll fire it up. Even worse. All right, take two. running good. We're gonna go on the maiden voyage. It's either all or none. Dang, that was a cool looking truck though, isn't it? Not smoking or anything. Yeah. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. I think it has transmission problems. Because that reverse, you put it in reverse and it just goes, go bam! Yeah. And you put it in a drive, you got nothing. Until you start to push the gas and you idle it up and then it goes, vroom, and it'll just grab. So it might be low. It might still be low. We don't have much gas. We do not have much gas. Let's see how far we get. Go ahead and throw some transmission fluid in it. It was either parked because of transmission issues or because or it might just be low on fluid. All right, we got Lonnie's bringing us some fluid. So I mean it's all the way empty. Whoa, check out that deer. Look at those deer over there. This will be the next car. We do a will it run on it. It should run. It's pretty mint. We'll go ahead and throw a couple quarts up in there, and we should be good to go. I barely have brakes. I mean, barely have brakes. I mean, I'm sitting there pumping the pedal. I'm having to put it into neutral and then slow and then hit the brakes. It's a pretty good looking truck though. Man, if it was my truck, I'd keep it. I like it. Fuel pump is unhooked. Somebody undid the motor mounts in the junkyard. Now the engine is sitting sideways, so you can tell, sitting sideways like that, and the motor mount is loose down there. Looks like it actually looks like it sheared off. I don't know. I'm gonna bring it back over there. I'm gonna just open the hood. You tell me what you think looks funny.
Check what out.
Look at the engine.
Oh, is it cocked?
Yeah, somebody undid the motor mount on this side. That's why I was doing some funky stuff.
No wonder, yeah.
So we just gotta set it back down and bolt. This truck runs really good.
Did the transmission work all right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Just I mean, obviously I only did it in first and second.
Yeah.
But the throttle is real touchy. It's basically either off or all the way. It's like, I think it just needs a stronger spring. Maybe just put a stronger spring on it. That way you can, cause see how sensitive it is.
Is there a possibility that you could put it in that other hole?
Yeah.
I had the same thing, and I had on my 56 carburetor. Look, it's shifted over.
It's up, yeah. It went like this and went up like that. It just needs to be, maybe take your hoist, pick it up and move it over. But it doesn't look the bolts in it, you see it? Or the nuts on it.
Yeah, but I bet it's busted.
You think it's
It just
busted?
needs to be replaced.
So that mount's probably just bad.
Huh?
That mount's probably just bad.
Yeah, probably have to change the motor.
Well, cool, man.
Wow.
That was fun. I wanted to do a little, get some tire spin action going, but as soon as I felt that, I was like, oh no, I don't know, something doesn't feel right. Because every time I go give it gas, the whole truck would kind of bounce. And I was like, I think something's going on with it. I think we accomplished a lot. All right, guys, so we got it running. I'll probably make a part 3, keep you guys updated on whatever Lonnie decides to do with it. I'm not sure yet what he wants to do. He may drive it, he may use it as a parts truck, but for sure we need to figure out the choke situation. For some reason the choke keeps getting kicked up to high idle. I'm sure somebody on the comments is going to know what that problem is. We need to bolt the motor mount on, and then of course the brakes in the original fuel tank. But that's all easy stuff, and then this will be a good truck to cruise around in. Shocks 100% gone. I was going over those bumps and I was like cool. Alrighty, thanks for watching. So now that we have this truck running, the next truck we're gonna do is this one right here. What year is it?
67.
And this truck is a 67, and it's a little bit rougher than the orange 68. It's got some damage on the bed, but it's got a really cool patina look, some white walls, and then it has a built-up 302. So the 302 on this one has got all kinds of stuff done to it. We don't know exactly what is done to it, but it's got Edelbrock 4-barrel. You know, they got the fancy fan blades on it. So let me know what you guys think about this truck.